Hello miners, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to take a look at the Asher Spiro Flipper. This knife normally runs in around about $80 to $100, and I subscribe to alerts from Asher Knife, and when it came in as a factory second, so the guy out of Pittsburgh has these made in China. And then I understand he assembles them, and when they aren't quite up to his standards, he'll mark them as a second, and then he'll sell them. And I picked it up for $40 in S35 VN steel. And I really can't find, I'm struggling to find out what didn't pass mustard. So we'll talk about this knife here. First of all, the Asher Spiro it does come in several different models. The first one, I don't remember. Oh, I think it might have had a thumb hole. So it was a finger flicker, titanium. They do have some in 20 CV. Then they had one, it was a thumb stud. Had a nice fuller in the blade here. And thumb studs. And now the flipper. So they're all about the same size this way. And they just have different materials. S35 is usually pretty base, kind of like what your house steel, if you will. And 20 CV would be the upgrade, but he does have some he had one in 12 C27 Sandvig. It was called the Flash Back or the Flash, something like that, I want to say. So nice G10. This could have got a green or a blue. This is called a steel blue, and it does have a reversible clip and a cover for the clip on this side. It does have a free spinning pivot and nice G10. It has not a great pocket clip. I'm not enjoying this. When you pull it out, it's really kind of snags right on the hem, and so as you're pulling your knife out, sometimes it just stops right when it meets the hem. So I don't know if it'll get better or what. And then the screws aren't exactly recessed, but I don't think they're an issue either. It's relatively deep carry, and I may try a Kubi clip. Now from what I can tell, and maybe you guys can help me out here, if we're looking in there, I think he has these steel liners, but they're not what we normally, it's almost like the Benchmade liners where they're just kind of in there. And I'll take it apart. I do have the Asher Picket, and when I took that apart, that's what I saw. So it's not your traditional kind of what we would have there. Did come centered. Let's take a peek at the blade. Here's something maybe you can see, that's a smile on the sharpening choil. Maybe that didn't pass mustard. And there is one spot, I don't know if I can get it, where the finish is a little different, and that may be it. Or right here, I'm not sure what this mark is. So if you guys know about any of those, that's what I suspect. Lockup seems nice. As far as the knife, the action could have a crisper detent. It's not horrible, but and then the flipper tab's a little strange because this blade is so thin that you need a thin flipper tab, so it's kind of strange, and there's no jimping on that. So I do have a couple knives to compare to. I brought out a Kubi 901, 901C, I want to say. I'm not exactly sure. This one did come in tan and D2, and it's a little similar, both in size and kind of with the blade shape. I like this one, but I don't carry it all that off. And although I do think the clip is better both in and out of the pocket, and it has really pretty decent action here. Now this one also has a stonewash blade. This one's flat ground, have that top swedge, and you got some jimping out here. And I think, well, let's talk about that flipper tab. So I think, see how they do that? I do kind of like that better, although the detent on this one is also a little bit weak. Let's try to compare if we can. See if we can see. So this one I do like to carry in the pocket. When it's in there, I hardly notice it. It's coming out when you go to pull it out. So like I said, I'm gonna try a different clip on this. Do like this blade shape, and I think when it comes to blade shapes, and let me just show you the thinness of that. You know, and this Kubi is not a thick type of, what do you want to call that? You know, not a thick, doesn't have a thick spine. Here's one of my favorite knives, but this is the Kizer Pelican, so you can kind of see, oops. Yeah, how this one curves. You know what, guys, this one, you look at this and go look at a Kizer Ray Lacano, I want to say the Gemini, and you will see a lot of similarities. I should mention, from my best guess, this is a slight hollow grind. That's what all I can think about there. I'm gonna bring this one out because I also carried this for a while, and that's what a flipper should be like. When you go to, you guys, that detent breaks, boom, right? And this one, that's actually getting a little better. Yeah, it's, sometimes I'm afraid it might make the, make it past the lockup. So all in all, I do like the Spiro. It's slender, so I probably will use it. It's a heck of a, I have run this through like an Amazon envelope, you know, them plastic bubbly ones, and it just glided. It just went through it really, really nicely. So it does have a bit of a late detent. So right here, there's the detent ball to get past that. So what I've done to compensate is you just hold it a little further down. When I say hold it, press this piece here a little further down, and hopefully it comes down and hits your thumb, and then you're going to be past it. Also, one of the reasons this one doesn't get carried a lot is lock bar access. Woo! So when you go to get in there, my fat finger kind of, now this one, I've broken this thing in, and it's a great knife. And then this one is actually just comes from Kubi. Yeah, you get this thing kind of warmed up a bit, and it's a nice one. So but for some reason I don't carry it. It does have great blade geometry. But hey guys, we have gone on long enough. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, I did want to just go ahead and take a peek at the blade on there, how that has that nice wedge there. That is really a nice drop point. So I am rather impressed with this. Almost got the titanium with the thumb, with the flipper with the thumb hole there, instead of my Bridgeport. And I do see now that this has a little bit longer blade. I wish I had that with me today, but I don't.